Okay, hello there. I would like to show you something. This is Fiberplane Studio, and it is a Canary Alpha Beta build that is a little buggy, but has a cool new feature we've been working on that we call Composer. What is the purpose of Composer? Well, imagine that I, like any normal developer, have an API for creating geese, but not any geese, geese that know programming languages. So in this case, I have routes in order to create a goose, and then also to be able to look up geese like here by the specific programming language that they know. So if I said Python, which seems like a dangerous language for geese, I would get a bunch of different geese that know Python. So that's our starting point. Now imagine that I want to test this API. Typically, in an API testing client, I would have to wire together a bunch of different like routes and variables in order, like if I created a resource, I would want to reuse the ID of that resource to in future tests, and that can become quite a bit. It can become a hassle. So what do we want to do here? We want to describe what we want to test, and then we want something to take care of all of that abstraction for us. So what I'm going to do is say, I'd like to test the language search functionality for the Goose API. Please, I always say please, create a Goose, then look it up by programming language, then modify the programming language, and then look it up by that programming that new programming language. Do not use Python. Give the goose a sick name. Okay, I'm going to run this. So you're going to see the video skip because this usually takes a long time. Yes. Or I could just talk. Maybe I'll just talk. No, I'm going to skip this part. Okay, it looks like the plan was created. What is actually going on right here? So we get the instruction to review the plan and then click one of these buttons, which either steps through each plan step individually or executes the entire plan. Looks like our plan is as described, as I was kind of envisioning in my head. We create a resource with post API geese. We search for geese by language. We update the goose, hopefully the one that we created. Actually, we can pop into each of these. Okay, nice. The name of this goose is Honkulus, has a programming proficiency in JavaScript, located in Silicon Valley, obviously. And then, perfect. So when we search for a language, we search for JavaScript, not camel case, which is a choice. Then finally, we update the goose, and it looks like we're using a template variable here to insert at a later stage the created goose ID. And update it to C++. What a career transition. I wonder what's going on in Honkulus's life. And then we look up all geese that know C++. Okay, that seems good enough to me. I'm going to execute this entire plan and see what happens. All right. First things first, creating these. You know what? I'm just going to speed through this and cut this out, and then I'll talk to you when it's done. Okay. Ignore the part that says error step 5. I'm just a bad programmer who doesn't know how to resolve off by 1 errors. There are not 5 steps. That's why there was an error right here. In actuality, the plan completed, and it looks like we're all green. Let's look at the results. So here, looks like we created a goose named Honkulus as expected. With ID of 90, knows JavaScript, that's great. Then we looked up a goose, looked up all geese that know JavaScript. So something that's actually happening under the hood is that we have kind of a description of what we expect to see in the result set. Just haven't created UI for that yet. So in actuality, we are checking that Honkulus is in this result set. And if he were or she were not, then we would be prompted to, I don't know, fix our API, I guess. Okay, Honkulus was in the result set for getting geese by language. That's awesome. So now let's look at the patch. And it looks like Honkulus's ID, which was 90, is correctly inserted there. And then we were updated to C++. That's indeed in this response over here. And then finally, we look up all geese that know C++. And it turns out, yes, Honkulus is in the result set. So looks like everything went, as geese say, honky-dory. And yeah, that's kind of the gist of it right now. Obviously, still a lot of UI quirks to resolve, but this, to me, feels a lot better than dedicating 30 minutes, 40 minutes to crafting end-to-end tests. It's my personal opinion. Cool. Thank you for watching. Bye.